to segment number 2. Off to segment number 2, in which we're going to play Jeopardy for the 360. Actually, we did the last year. In which we had Tessa with us, and we was on the hall question, and he came up with the funny response to the Sea of Dr. Diaper. So, we're gonna play Jeopardy!
This is Jeopardy! And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Rivet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. How's the weather?
Windy.
World facts. World geography.
Okay.
Shakespeare's English kings.
Yes.
Waterworks. And the movies.
Ooh.
Player 1, you start us off.
Let's go World Geography 2.
Melbourne is in the Australian state named for this woman, a friend of Viscount Melbourne. Okay, player 3.
Elizabeth.
Sorry, that's wrong. Anyone else? Player 1.
What is Victoria?
That is correct.
World
You
Geography
again, player
4.
1. Here's Jimmy. He'll show you.
Victor Hugo described the tide rising as swiftly as a galloping horse here at Mont Saint-Michel in this country.
Yes, player 2.
Belgium.
Sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
It's not Belgium. Greece.
Here's what we wanted. France.
Oh, it's all France. Oh.
Player 1, you pick a... Paulistas live in a large city in this large South American country.
What is Brazil?
Yes, player 1. That's right. Way to go.
World
Player
Geography
1,
8.
pick again. This country's Grand Canal ends at the port of Hangzhou. Player 2.
China.
Yes, great. You're back into it now. Player 2, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? It's Africa's highest mount that shares its name with a country.
If I would say Kilimanjaro, I'll be kicking myself in the butt.
The correct response is Mount Kenya.
Kenya. Ooh, okay.
Player 2, back to you
Player
for
2's
our
got it.
next
Waterworks
selection.
2.
A waterfall provides only temporary safety from the Hurons for Alice and Cora in this Fenimore Cooper novel.
If I was gonna say Thelma and Louise, I would have been wrong.
Here's what we were looking for. The Last of the Mohicans.
All that.
Please pick again, player 2.
Ooh, there we go.
Jack Palance's character is described as a saddlebag with eyes in this 1991 comedy. Let's hear it, player one.
Saddlebags. What is City Slickers?
Yeah, he's correct.
Movies
Player
4.
one, you start us off. In the film Music and Lyrics, Hugh Grant plays the Jeopardy theme music written by this creator of Jeopardy.
God, I can't even know. Who is Merv Griffin?
That is correct. Player one, back to
6.
you. Irene Bedar, the speaking voice of this heroine in an animated Disney film, played her mother in The New World. It's player one.
Who is Pocahontas?
Yes. Please pick again, player one.
8.
The 2003 film Pieces of April starred this actress, who had yet to meet and marry Tom Cruise. It's player one.
Who is Katie Holmes?
Good. You again, player
1,000.
one. Jane Russell and Marilyn Monroe sang about being two little girls from Little Rock in this 1953 movie musical. Let's hear it, player one.
What is Gentlemen Prefer Blondes?
You are correct.
When that category right up.
Player one, back to you.
Waterworks 4.
An old man recalls his time with the Benzini Brothers Circus in Water for These Large Beasts.
Loch Ness Monster.
We're talking about elephants.
Oh.
Select again.
6.
Conrad's Heart of Darkness was inspired by his voyage up this African river. Okay, player one.
River. What's the Congo River?
Please pick again, player one.
8, please.
This final Joyce novel's ending leads back to its beginning. River Run, past Eve and Adams.
What's the river of Dr. Diaper?
No.
We're talking about Finnegan's Wake.
Okay. 8,
Please pick again,
1,000.
player one. This author's The Open Boat is based on his experience surviving an 1897 shipwreck.
If I would say Robinson Crusoe, then it would have been the author's name.
Here's the correct response. Stephen Crane.
Okay, Stephen Crane.
Please pick again, player one.
How's the weather for 2?
September 4th, 2007 was the first time that two of these, Henriette and Felix, made landfall on the same day. Let's hear it, player one.
What's hurricane? How's the weather for?
Select again. Mountain passes speed up hot, dry air, giving this U.S. state its Santa Ana winds. It's player one.
Thank God we know this one. What is California?
Yeah.
Good.
He's always happy.
Select again.
600.
The forecast is cloudy with a 30% chance of these, characterized by the sudden start and stop of light rainfall.
30% chance.
Let's hear it, player one.
What is showers? Maybe that's gonna be 2 categories
Player
straight.
one. Pick again. High clouds may bring this type of damaging precipitation, especially to the alley for it in the Rockies. Let's hear it, player one.
Damaging precipitation. I would say hail.
Yes.
But I would have been right.
You again, player one. Longer autumn nights let the ground cool, producing condensation, and the ground type of this.
Oh, it's only
Player one.
4,000. Ground type of what is fog?
Oh, you're right.
That's 2 categories. We win.
Player one, choose again.
Wolfax 2.
Lots of peridot has been found on the island of
Two
Zeebrugge
categories.
in this colorful sea off Africa.
What's the Red Sea?
Yes, player one? That's correct.
Thinking that's going to be 3 categories.
Player one. Pick again. Here's Jimmy with the clue.
Built with Andrew Carnegie's gift, the Peace Palace in this Dutch city houses the International
Never
Court
know.
of Justice.
Dutch City.
We're talking about The Hague.
The Hague.
You get to pick again, player one. 1/3 of the people in this South American country live in Montevideo. Most of its 15 million sheep don't.
Montevideo.
Yes, player one?
Where's Peru? Peru? No, it's Uruguay.
Anyone else?
It's Uruguay.
It's player two. No.
Yeah, I kind of figured that one.
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
It's Uruguay.
It's player three. Right. You've got some money again.
Shoot!
Player three, where do we
Well,
start?
sorry for 6.
Hordes of people know that Ulaanbaatar is this ancient Asian nation's capital.
I'm not gonna think.
Here's the correct response. Mongolia.
Okay.
Player three, choose again. Mount Shikara in these mountains is the highest peak in Georgia. The country, not the state.
Don't know it. And now we know what a Daily Double is.
Player three? Nope.
Atlas?
All right.
No.
Any other takers?
If she get this wrong, we have a... Nope.
The correct response is the Caucasus. Select
Now,
again.
it's Shakespeare English Kings.
As a mark of his favor, one thing Henry VIII does for her is to make her the Marchioness of Pembroke. Here's the correct response. Anne Boleyn.
Oh, yeah.
Player three, choose
Oh,
again.
she's dead.
Near the end of the play, Fluellen, one of Henry V's officers, compares him to this 4th century BC conqueror.
Just say this. Hamlet or Othello?
Here's what we were looking for. Alexander the Great. Player three, you pick again, please. This king takes the crown by murder, and later laments, "Behold, mine arm is like a blasted sapling withered up."
This king.
It's player two.
Henry IV.
No. Any other takers? Okay, player one.
Was Richard III.
Yep.
That was just a guess.
Where do we begin, player one? According to Talbot...
Oh,
in
no,
Henry
now we
VI's
know where it
crown,
is.
This crusading king's heart is buried in Rouen, France.
Well, if they don't get it, we don't. If they don't get it, guess what we got?
Okay, player
We got a
three.
double.
Sorry.
He's way in the
Any
hole.
other takers?
If she don't get it, we got the Daily Double.
We're
Yep,
talking
we got
about
the Daily
Richard
Double.
Lionheart.
We got the Daily Double.
And now the $1,000 clue.
Way at the end.
It's the Daily Double. You are in first place. Please enter your weight.
Let's go 4,000.
And the clue. A legend said Henry IV would die in this Mideast city. It turns out that one of his homes is nicknamed that.
What is Damascus?
However, you keep your lead. Here's the correct response. Jerusalem. Player 3 is going first in the Double Jeopardy round, which starts after this.
With 2 categories, when? Right out. Will we win more categories? In the Double Jeopardy round.
Adventures in the Air.
That's 1.
On the big screen.
There you go.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and Museum.
Ooh.
Also a book in the Bible. Art and artists. And fun with probability. Where do we begin, player 3?
Also a book in the Bible.
Caesar, Antony, Cicero et al. Here's the response we were looking for. Romans.
Hmm.
In a 1971 song, he was a bullfrog.
Jeremiah.
Let's hear it, player 1. Hey, right.
It's
Where do we
awesome.
begin, player 1? Hey, this. Don't be obscure.
If I was thinking, hey Jude, that would have been wrong.
Here's what we were looking for. Jude. You get...
Oh my god! Come, that was just a fluke.
To pick again, player 1.
Got
This character
16
first hit
before I
the lead in
lose it.
1928 with his partner, Andy.
Oh man.
Player 2.
His name wasn't
You've
Andy.
got some money again.
Hey Jude.
Player 2. Start us.
Don't be obscure.
Few were better
Oh,
than
yeah.
this Mr.
Actually,
Cornell, who
that's
founded the university in 1865.
Oh.
Let's hear it, player 2. No. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
Okay. Oh man. One more guess and
Here's the correct
Oh,
response.
gosh.
Ezra. Select again. 16-year-old Katniss Everdeen is forced to fight other teenagers to the death in this 2012 box office phenomenon. Let's hear it, player 1.
oh, what is the Hunger Games?
Player 1.
On the
you
big
start us
screen,
off.
8.
Get some McLovin from this 2007 comedy that Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg began writing as 13-year-olds.
Seth Rogen.
Let's hear it, player 1.
Superbad.
Correct. Select again.
Wow.
2011 was a busy year for this heartthrob. You could find him in Crazy Stupid Love, Drive, and The Ides of March.
Hawthorne.
Okay, player 1.
Who is Ryan Gosling? See if we can win that third
Player
category.
1, back
16.
to you.
That's one of them.
Answer. One of the daily doubles. And you have the lead. How much?
1,600, please. Not 1,660. Oh my god. Yeah, you want me to bet 1,669?
Yeah, what? Sure.
Oh man, you want me? You know what?
Here's
Let's go
the
for it.
wonderful clue. Kevin Costner's funeral kicks off this big 1983 film, but sadly, Kevin couldn't make it. He got cut from the film in editing.
Why is full wedding in the funeral?
You are still in first place. We're talking about The Big Chill.
Oh, yeah.
Player 1. The Wilhelm
2000.
scream debuted in a 1951 film, but has been used in over 120 others, notably in this 1977 sci-fi pick.
The Wilhelm scream. If I say Psycho, then
Here's what we were looking for. Star Wars. You again, Player 1.
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Museum for
As a solo artist, his presenters were ex-bandmates, not the Beatles, but the Traveling Wilburys.
it's not Paul McCartney. It would have been John Lennon.
Here's what we were looking for. George Harrison.
Ah, they're the Beatles.
Player 1, back to you for our next selection.
Hey.
In 1986, it was Hail Hail, this 1950s performer, the very first inductee.
And that's in 86. Oh. Who was...
We're talking about Chuck Berry.
Oh, Chuck Berry.
You again, Player
12.
1.
What is...
The Daily Double. You are in first place, Player 1. Give us a wager.
What is where we have our favorite categories? The Daily Double had to be there. you want to answer to that one?
Well, yeah, what is it?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know, to be honest. You know what? Let's go for 269.
All right, here's your clue.
Oh my God.
Artists become eligible this many years after their first release. The Beach Boys went in 1988. Springsteen in 1999.
I'll probably say 10.
Even so, you are still in the lead. Here's the response we were looking for. 25.
25 years?
Player 1. Pick again. This singer is paired with her ex-husband and songwriting partner, Jerry Goffin.
If I was going to say Let Her In, that would have been... No, that would not.
Here's the response we were looking for. Carole King.
Okay, well, we'll finish that at 4 grand.
We return to you, Player 1.
Grand. 2000.
Here's Sarah.
The electric guitar casts a long shadow over rock and roll. In 1995, the Hall inducted this inventor of the iconic Stratocaster.
The correct response is Leo Fender.
Defender Catastrophe.
You get to pick again, Player 1.
Ventures in the Air for 4.
Hitting a speed of about 800 miles per hour, Chuck Yeager broke this barrier in October of 1947. Yes, Player 1?
What's the sound barrier?
Good for you.
He actually did.
Player 1, you pick again. In 1907, Paul Cornu became the first man to fly freely in one of these horizontally rotored aircraft. Yes, Player 1?
What's a helicopter?
Yeah! Player 1.
12.
Pick again. August 1983 saw the first night launch of this reusable U.S. orbital vehicle. Let's hear it, Player 3.
Apollo.
Ooh,
Ah! You're way in the hole.
Here's what we were looking for. The Space Shuttle.
Ah, yeah.
Player 1, back to you. Taking 16 hours in 1919, British aviators Alcock and Brown became the first to cross this large body of water non-stop. Okay,
Was
Player 1.
The Atlantic.
Yeah, you're right. Select again.
Two.
In 1909, Louis Blériot became the first person to fly in a plane over this between Great Britain and France. Player 1,
What is the English Channel?
good for you. Player 1, you pick again, please.
Hang on a second. It's Mom. Yo. Hey. I don't know. Alright. I don't know. Yeah. The pizza one, yeah. 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 Alright. 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 Love ya. Bye. So now we figure out what do we want for dinner. Yeah. Fun with probability 4.
NASA's Space Guard survey watches for the extremely small probability of a comet or one of these coming to smash Earth. Let's hear it, Player 1.
An asteroid.
That's right, way to go.
Well, guess.
We return to you,
Hey.
Player 1. The chance of getting heads on any given coin flip is 1 in 2. So the chance of getting heads 5 times in a row is 1 in this. It's Player 1.
5 times. It'll be 1 in 10.
No.
1 in...
Anyone else care to try to come up with
If
a
I
correct
say
response?
64, my mind would have been 1 in 64 chances you land on tails.
Here's what we wanted. 32.
32 actually would be 1 in
Player
32.
1, choose again. Offspring of heterozygous parents have a 50-50 chance of getting a dominant versus this type of allele.
Dominant versus...
Player 1.
Dominant versus what is recessive?
That is correct.
50-50.
Player 1, back to you for our next selection. The probability of the first card dealt being an ace is 4 out of 52. So the probability of the second card being an ace is 1 in this number.
No, I'm not gonna go for that one.
The correct response is 17. Select again. High rollers get to play roulette on single zero wheels, where the chance of hitting your lucky number is 1 in this. The correct response is 37.
What? You 1 in 37?
Select again.
You have a pretty good chances of that, mate. And there's 4.
This telegraph inventor's notable portraits included those of the Marquis de Lafayette and William Cullen Bryant.
Oh, no. If I would say Da Vinci, that would have been wrong.
We're talking about Samuel Morse. Please pick again. Picasso painted this work as a protest against the bombing of a town in the Spanish Civil War. Here's the correct response. Guernica. We return to you, Player 1. In her 1949 painting, Diego and I, Diego Rivera is depicted on her forehead.
What's the poop symbol of Dr. Diaper?
We're talking about Frida Kahlo. We return to you, player one. Alan Frankenthaler's soak and stain technique was inspired by this artist's drip paintings.
Snokenstein, who is Michelangelo?
Let's hear it, player three. No.
Nah, you won't be in for Final
Anything
Jeopardy.
Hey, man, I'll be right back. I'm gonna get a quick shower.
Alright.
Here's what we wanted. Jackson Pollock.
And finally,
And now the $2,000 clue. One of his last paintings before his 1903 death in the South Pacific was a landscape of Brittany in winter. Player two. That's correct. And you're back into some money.
she's back.
Oh, sorry. Player three, you'll not be progressing to Final Jeopardy. Now, Final Jeopardy coming right up right now with this category. Championship sports. You need to select your wager. The Final Jeopardy clue is, in 2007, this university became the first to hold national titles in both football and basketball in the same year.
2007. Gators won in football, and I know they also won in basketball in the same year because it was all Flores.
What did you put as your response? And asked you,
She risked it all.
did you come up with the correct response?
That's Florida.
And that correct.
That is Florida. And Eric is gonna get
Congratulations to you.
$14,199. Oh, there we go.
So long, everybody.
Not bad. My gosh. One ending to a Final Jeopardy. If I could have rated 7. Oh well. I was gonna go with 137 to hit with nearly 14,200, but let's go and with 199 to be done. Hey. Even though we went 3, no, we went 2 categories. 12 categories. We win. That's not bad. I'm trying to find a Jeopardy makes 13. Hey, 12, 13, that ain't bad. Alright. Coming up next, Wheel of Fortune. But this is for the 360. Will we be able to win Eric the $1 million? Tune in to find out.